In this developer video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to upload your game after you've integrated the Pummelhead API and add support for a particular tournament mode, or made it so that you can submit scores to the Pummelhead servers. So as you can see, we're back inside of the developer administrative pop-up, and now we're simply just going to click on the Add Game tab. And all we need to do is just follow the instructions one by one. First, just upload the game. And I have a game already that I'm going to use. We're going to use the Pummelhead demo code, which you can actually download yourself and use. Pummelhead demo. And it's saying pending upload, meaning that it's been uploaded. Well, it hasn't been uploaded yet, but it's basically just waiting for you to hit the submit game button, which will actually initiate the actual process for uploading. Now, as you can see here, the max size is 10 megabytes. At this point in time, we will only support Flash games that are 10 megabytes, and it will not go any further. In fact, it will throw an error saying that you can't do that. Okay, so we just put a quick game in, game name in, test, just description, test. And then now this is very important. The game width and height has to be exactly the size of your game. If it's not, it won't display correctly. So for mine, we're just going to do 410 by 410. Okay. All right, now the next thing is we need to browse for some game wallpaper. The game wallpaper is basically just a PNG file of an image. Most likely you want it to be a screenshot of the game. So it's just something that the user will see once they actually click into your game, and so that way they can have a better idea of what the game is going to play like. So I already have some wallpaper already made for the Pummelhead demo, and there we go. Okay. Alright, then next, the game icon. The game icon is pretty straightforward. It's just the icon that the people will see as they're browsing for the game. And remember, it has to be the size has to be at least 36 by 36, and the actual size of the icon has to be only a max of 100 KB. So I'm just going to use that because I already have an existing one. And then the game genre. Currently, we don't support those many game genres right now, but this is pretty straightforward. You just choose where your game falls under. And now this is the really important one, is you have to actually put instructions in for support of at least one tournament game mode. Your game has to support at least one type of play mode. Well, excuse me, one type of mode of play. And just to make things go faster, we're just going to choose normal mode because that's the simplest. Doesn't involve any type of special conditions or special custom code inside the game. You just have to submit a score to the server. So I'll just type in you just have to keep. Now remember, you need to be as descriptive as possible when it comes to putting instructions in for a particular mode type. This is basically what is going to be displayed to the user to let them know how they need to play the game. Okay, once you're good to go, you just hit the submit. There you go. As you saw there for a quick second, it was uploading all the information. So all the stuff there is required. You have to do a description, you have to do a mode, you have to do just about everything it says there. If you don't, it will throw an error and ask you to correct it. Okay, well, now the next step that's happened is that the game now has been submitted for approval to one of the administrators. So you will get an email after the administrator has okayed it, but at this point in time, what will happen is if you go back into the developer and you click on Add Game, you'll get this pop-up saying you either have a new game or a game ready to be pushed live pending approval. Until then, you cannot add a new game. So you have to have your game approved first before you can actually add a new game at all. So that process usually goes very quickly. The administrators all get an email about your incoming game, and at that point in time, they will immediately look at it. They will test it, play it to make sure it's okay, nothing bad has been uploaded, and then once that's done, they'll get back to you and you'll get an email saying that your game is now testable, and then you'll then have the ability to start testing your new game in tournaments. And then here it is, our game called test. And if you go in the update/test game part, you can see all of this, all the properties and stuff that you did in the ad screen. So yeah, that's really the basic process for adding a game. And then once it's been submitted and okayed, then you can actually start updating it here. And the update process is very, very simple. Since I'm an admin, I'll just quickly okay it. So I make a mark it as ready for testing. So it's okay for testing. Yep. Okay, so now my game's been okayed. I've gotten an email saying it's ready to be tested, ready to be tested. I click on my game, and now I have the ability to test my game. So what I can do is I can either just update it again, and I can do what is the purpose of this update, which is just updating the game for more testing, which is very straightforward. Whenever you make a change to the game, you click on that button, and then this will prompt. It's a change log. Basically, you have a change log that keeps track of everything that you've done inside of your game when it comes to changes. This is extremely helpful for both the administrator when it comes to pushing your game live, so that way he can know exactly what you changed and you can get it, submitted and approved faster, and also just for you, so you can kind of keep track of where everything is when we make all your changes. But you must be extremely descriptive here into what you changed, because it will really help the administrators okay the game faster. So I didn't really make any changes, so I'm just going to close it. Then I can start testing my game if I hit the test button. And then here's the screen, here's the name of my game, and the wallpaper. It's a screenshot of some of the gameplay. And then I hit the create. Just do test, 30 minutes, hit submit. Now during the testing process, unlike when you're creating a tournament, for the website, when something's live, your like bare minimum would be 30 minutes for a join time. But when you're testing stuff, we actually shorten the time way down for you so you can test the game faster. So we're just going to choose 5 minutes. And there it is, the tournament's been created. And now we're able to test our game. We're good to go. Now also keep in mind that whenever you make a test tournament, you're the only one who sees it. It will not be shown. As you can see, the test game isn't here in the main screen. The public is not going to see the game. They're not going to see any of your test tournaments. They're not going to see your actual game. So only you can see it. So, but when you're ready to actually push the game out there and upload it so everyone can see it, all you need to do is go back to the update/test game tab, hit update game, and then it says I'm done testing, ready to go live. And once you do that, once again, it's the change log. So just, finished testing, ready to go. Hit submit. The game has been submitted for approval for being pushed live. And since I'm an admin, I'll just go through the admin process real quick. And then you do ready to go live. Yep. All the game assets have been moved over, and the developer has been notified. Meaning, if you were the developer, you would have been notified. And that's it. You're good to go. Everything has been pushed live now. Ready for refresh. And bam, this is now the public will now see your game, and they can create proper real world tournaments with it. So I can do, let's do test. Close this down. And as you can see, it's right here. So the real public can now see it and play the terms that you create. And that is the initial process for adding a game, then updating your game, and then testing your game, and then pushing your game live. And you just kind of keep redoing that cycle over and over again when you want to make changes to your game. The approval process is in place because it's incredibly important that we make sure that the games do not have bugs in them at all, because people are playing these games in tournaments and they need to know that they work, so that when they've completed the tournament, that they need to make sure that nothing went wrong so they can win prizes and other types of stuff. So yeah, that's it. That is it for this particular tutorial. Thank you for watching.